water types. Not because of their water typing, because of their secondary typing.
Yes.
Brave Bird would do a little bit more damage. But yeah, let's see what we're jumping into here.
Wow.
And I can already tell it's going to be amazing.
It certainly is, and the snow is in the sky as well. Alola Ninetales bringing that onto the field. You have Archaludon a piece and the Weavile from Jamie's side, so there's a bit of fake-up pressure here.
Yeah, there's, of course, always the option for Jamie to go ahead with that beat-up to boost up his own Archaludon's defensive stats, but that Ninetales over on Luigi's side, that is a Choice Specs Ninetales, and that could hit hard even with that Assault Vest on Jamie's end. So, yeah, do you really want to just go for that? Boost up the defense, but not the special defense. But no, Ninetales might be afraid of a potential fake out and flash cannon play, so instead we'll be switching out, and I think this might be a great turn here from Jamie.
Yes, and here comes the beat up coming through. This is going to activate that stamina ability, giving Archaludon a defense boost and a little cheeky critical hit. It doesn't matter because these are doing negligible damage. But Archaludon now in a position where it can set up for the remainder of the match, particularly as we have now got these Pokemon starting to come through and Luigi shaking up the ball position. Jamie wants to be prepared.
Yeah, and of course that Tentacruel tried to absorb a potential flash cannon or like not take too much damage, but instead it's a big body press.
Doesn't get the knockout though, but puts it in such a precarious spot. It gets one stamina boost for its troubles and is able to activate its berry, but it is now in a very dangerous situation where another one of those body presses will be able to get the knockout.
Yeah, so it is going to be that flash cannon targeted into the Weavile, will go down to 1 HP, lose its Focus Sash, but we were talking about, or I was talking about, maybe Luigi trying to set up the Archaludon, get a couple of defensive boosts, but instead it is Jamie who is attacking his own Pokemon, but of course for good reason. And now at +4 defense, those body presses doing so much damage.
And the thing is, the Tentacruel is a special attacker. You're not going to have to worry about that from a defensive side, but those body presses are so formidable. Any Pokemon on Luigi's side is going to have to worry about that, and particularly knowing that you've got that Alola Ninetales in the back that doesn't want to take these fighting type moves either, that can be a little bit detrimental. Yeah,
maybe now is the time for Luigi to go ahead and terrestrialize that Tentacruel, just to go for a very powerful Terra Ground, Terra Blast. I think that could be one of the moves that he has on his team to really deal with that Archaludon, even with the boosted defense, and that is exactly what we're seeing. Tentacruel, yeah, putting on a little helmet and is ready to go in for a lot of damage.
And is it going to put on a show? That's what I want to know. The knockoff comes down, nearly gets the one-hit KO. Tentacruel loses its Covert Cloak here, but it is able to retaliate with a ground-type Terra Blast. It's going to find its mark down onto that opposing Archaludon, and it's going to do a significant chunk. Not enough to get the knockout, though. It would need another one to be able to put it within range and give it another cheeky defense boost. That's going to boost up the body press even more, but it didn't need it to get the knockout.
Yeah, it really shows how strong Archaludon is in the current format, especially when equipped with that Assault Vest. For a second there, I was like, okay, is that Tentacruel really going to just knock out the Archaludon? But no, I mean, it is Tentacruel after all. We cannot expect the unthinkable of it. But now, once again, that Ninetales joins the field, and I think that, yeah, Jamie could go and try to remove the choice specs, maybe with a knockoff from the Weavile to decrease the damage output. But even with that, I would think that Ninetales and Tentacruel would be able to knock out the Archaludon. So even though it is looking quite good for Jamie at the moment, I would think, there's still ways for Luigi if he can find this knockout on the Archaludon this turn. If somehow Archaludon makes it through the turn and gets off another body press, I think the game might just be over. So yeah, main priority for Luigi has to be to take out that Archaludon.
And I think there's no way to be able to KO the Ninetales in this point. Sure, you could get some damage on it with the knockoff, but you're not going to be able to get the KO. And that Alola Ninetales can go for something like a Blizzard, particularly followed up by the speedier Tentacruel here. Archaludon doesn't really stand a chance. I like the switch in here as well. You know, Pokemon that can take maybe that Blizzard a little bit better, but still, it's going to have to take a lot for its troubles. The Blizzard comes through, gets the knockout on Archaludon with a critical hit, and Pelipper, yes, it hangs on, but that does so much more damage than I was anticipating. The choice specs are paying off, Marcus.
Absolutely, and yeah, Jamie was gambling there just a little bit. I think he got the move right that he was anticipating, but of course, outside of the hail, or of the snow, Blizzard is not 100% accurate. Instead, it's only 70%. So that was only a 49% chance here for Luigi to hit both targets. And yeah, that was crucial, because if that missed, and if Archaludon, as I was saying, had gotten off another move, then yeah, that could have been detrimental. But now, Luigi, well, the rain is up. So Ninetales might want to switch out, because you really don't want to just keep launching Blizzards.
That's
but
true.
At the same time, you could, right? So maybe it's time to take another gamble here for Luigi, and it looks like we're going to roll the dice.
Yeah, Weavile being able to use its Ice Spinner attack very, very fast and effective. to KO that Tentacruel. So Luigi will be losing his terrestrialized Pokemon here.
And this is what is coming down to. Will Blizzard connect with how many targets?
Let's see if the momentum can stay on Luigi's side. There is going to be an avoid on the Weavile, but it will connect on the Pelipper and get the knockout. But Weavile, the speediest Pokemon on the field right now, is here to stay until the next turn.
Wow, that could have been a double knockout there, but yeah, again, that shaky accuracy from Blizzard comes to show now, and Flamigo is the last Pokemon over on Luigi's side, and it's Annihilate for Jamie. So yeah, this is still anyone's game. I mean, once again, that Blizzard, well, it's still gonna be a roll to see which target it will connect to. Jamie still has that Terra Fire option on the Annihilate to resist those Blizzards, but then still needs to get through that Flamigo.
Yes, you don't really need your Ghost typing here in the sense that Flamigo already has Scrappy. It's going to already be able to connect with something like a close combat. But if you turn into the Fire typing, then those Blizzards are going to be doing much less damage, as well as helping you boost up something like the Rage Fist. So you might be able to retaliate and get a KO on the board. Weavile obviously going to be very fast and offensive. That's something Flamigo has to watch out about. It doesn't want to have to take an Ice Spinner at all.
Yeah, absolutely not. So Flamigo might have some incentive to protect this turn, but with that terrestrialization on Jamie's side, it also means that every Blizzard that will be used, it won't do that much damage, because now Annihilate resists the attack, but it will boost the power of Rage Fist. So yeah, that is definitely something that Luigi will also have to worry about. But yeah, I think this Protect is exactly what he needed this turn.
Yep, you called this perfectly. Luigi playing defensively with this Flamigo because Ice Spinner was going to be the prime target coming down into that flying type Pokemon. This does enable the Ninetales to go for the Blizzard, but it misses. Once again, the Weavile. It's such a nimble Pokemon. It's fast naturally, but clearly it's light on its feet as well. As Annihilate tries to go for the Drain Punch, it looks like the double up was going down into that Flamigo.
Yeah, that was definitely the target that Luigi wanted to hit, because now Weavile is still faster. Flamigo just protected, so it's going to be another Ice Spinner into that Pokemon. Bring it down to the Focus Sash, and then the question would be, I guess you got to go for something like Close Combat into that Annihilate.
Oh.
Hope that you win the speed tie, potentially.
We'll have to see. Ninetales does go for Blizzard, finds its mark this time on the Weavile, but the Annihilate is yet to move. It's going to be able to go for something.
Still so close.
It can go down for the Rage Fist, KO the opposing Flamigo, but instead it's going to be that Drain Punch, just getting a teeny, if any, HP recovery. It gets 1 point.
It might be exactly one, but yeah, this might have been a speed tie here between that Annihilate and that Flamigo, and now that Ninetales still locked into Blizzard, and now Annihilate has all the time in the world. Just go for a couple of protects. Make it so that Ninetales, will not have that many options to go for the Blizzard. And I guess, well, you would need a freeze probably, but even then, like, how much damage does Blizzard actually do? Rain being over now doesn't really change anything, and Annihilate, probably, I guess you want to go for Drain Punch, I guess? Rage Fist, I'm not sure if it will be enough to get the knockout.
Yeah.
It might be. Maybe Jamie knows the calculations, but let's see, maybe a freeze. Nope.
No, and Annihilate is angry. It's going to be able to go for this Rage Fist, channel all its energy, and get a one-hit KO on Ninetales to close out game one for Jamie Boyt.
Wow, yeah. Definitely a little bit.
To make sure that you keep that momentum going. We are going to see Avalok, however. It's out there with Flamigo, front and center on the stage, as Weavile and Chaladon are out there as well for Jamie. Wow, Marcus, what do you think?
Wow, Avalok making an appearance here on stream. And wow, then the Weavile and Chaladon as well, because it worked so well for Jamie in game one. So now, you could think about it. Okay, do you want to just go for another beat up into the Chaladon to kind of protect it a little bit from close combat from the Flamigo, because that would be a very powerful move coming into the Chaladon. You could also, in Jamie's shoes, you could also think about maybe going for a Terra Electric and going for that beat-up play, just because it matches up a little bit better into the Pokemon that Luigi currently has on the board. Yeah, at the same time, maybe, Jamie, it looks like he thinks that Chaladon is not the right Pokemon to have on the field right now.
You also mentioned the incredible defense stat that the Avalok has, so it can always go for something like a body press into that opposing Weavile and start putting a lot of pressure on the board. Speaking of pressure, Flamigo is down to its Focus Sash already thanks to this critical hit. Oh, I think it would have done it anyway, but still, for style points nonetheless. And now we're going to be able to see if Luigi can retaliate. It's going to be a Tailwind setting up the speed control, not something we've seen so far in the set, on his side of the field, as the Avalok can benefit from that and go for the body press, take Weavile right down to his Focus Sash.
Okay, so Luigi didn't fall for the bait, didn't go and attack that Chaladon, and oh, the loaded dice. Well, that's, once again, that's an interaction we haven't seen in a while or ever. So now we have that loaded dice on the Weavile. It's not going to do anything on the Weavile, obviously, but yeah, Everlook would have liked to have that dice. So now it's going to be randomized if he went for Icicle Spear with that Everlook. Yeah, that's quite funny. But what I was going to say is that, yeah, Luigi didn't go after that Archelodon, so there was a window of opportunity for Jamie to get all the defense boosts up there. But now we have the Tailwind, but Everlook is not that fast, is it?
No, but it certainly, I think, will just appreciate that Tailwind being there on the field. Flamigo gets out of there, having set up the speed control. I think that's not an interaction I've ever seen before with that loaded dice. We'll have to come back to that a bit later on, and I've never really seen a Tentacruel being switched in as well in such a competitive match, but it can obviously be a Pokemon that isn't going to worry taking anything from Azumarill thanks to its poison and water typing. Doesn't have to worry about Play Rough or Aqua Jet, however. Now, if you're Jamie, are you going to try and get this Azumarill set up? No. Straight on the offensive with the Aqua Jet coming through, that would have been able to get the KO on that 1 HP Flamigo on the opposing side. But look at this. Pelipper coming in, using its type advantage to not worry about that body press.
Yeah, but Pelipper is a Pokemon that has such a high natural defense stat that I'm still impressed by all the damage from that body press. So, yeah, Tentacruel wasn't really able. I mean, Aqua Jet is such a weak move, right? But then, okay, in rain but still, yeah, Tentacruel looks like it's quite frail, but yeah, now we have the Tentacruel and the Everlook next to each other, and that is such a scary board to look at from Jamie's perspective.
Yeah, I think any other Pokemon that switched in from the back, something like maybe the Ninetales or even the Crocodile, would have taken a lot more damage from that. The Ninetales actually going to join the party here, bring the snow and overwrite that rain, so the water type moves will no longer be boosted, and it will also change a potential weather ball that could come through from that Pelipper.
Yeah, that could be the case. First of all, we're seeing that Azumarill trying to get rid of the weakness to poison type attacks, doesn't want to get hit with a super effective Sludge Bomb. Pelipper is just taking a turn for itself, protecting, but yeah, let's see if that Tentacruel went for the Sludge Bomb. It did, but it to the Pelipper and not the Azumarill.
Yeah, possibly looking at that Pelipper and trying to stop it go for a Tailwind on Jamie's side of the field, but it doesn't stop the belly drumming Azumarill. It's going to maximize its attack stat now. Take a little bit of HP damage, as you mentioned earlier, but it has that berry in its back pocket to be able to regain some of that.
Yeah, so that's really difficult now for Luigi to deal with. I mean, we have confirmation that on Jamie's side there is no Sinistcha, so there is no healing available for that Azumarill. I think that's the good news. The bad news is there's an Azumarill and it has maximized its attack stat. So I think something that Jamie could think about doing is switch out the Pelipper so you can get the rain up later on and protect the Azumarill, because then next turn you could switch into the Pelipper once again, override the snow with the rain, get rid of the defense boost and boost your own Aqua Jet and just knock out the Ninetales potentially in one hit. And I think if that is something that Jamie does, it's very hard to come up with a way for Luigi to fight against that. But no, instead, we're seeing it protect on the Azumarill, and I think just a Tailwind coming out of Jamie.
Yeah, I really like that thought process with the weather, but Jamie deciding this is not the turn to switch out that Pelipper. Maybe wants to try, regardless of what he wanted to try, it's not going to happen because Blizzard comes through and gets the knockout. Maybe going for something like the Tailwind to try and match those speed tiers that Luigi had set up earlier. The Azumarill does manage to get itself protected, but the weather's now going to be here to stay. The defense boost is going to be here to stay on that Alolan Ninetales.
Yeah, maybe Jamie didn't want to give that Tentacruel a boost for its muddy waters. It is still a really tough position to maneuver for Luigi, though, I would say, because, yeah, now Weavile with that loaded dice, it just looks so funny. If you see that on like a local tournament, someone would be like, oh, you wanted Icicle Spear on your Weavile, right? But
mistake.
you wrote Ice Spinner. I don't know. But yeah, that's just quite funny. But yeah, once again, now Weavile joining the field can go for a fake out and a very powerful move, but the Ninetales, I think in the snow, it might be able to take one of those Aqua Jets. So yeah, it's a really risky position here, because if Luigi gets this correctly, where that fake out is launched and has the option, it's the Terra Ghost.
Oh, so fake out won't matter if it's going down into that opposing Ninetales.
Yeah, but you're losing the defense boost.
Oh, true. Okay. So this is a little bit of a gamble here on Luigi's side. Everything is turning down onto this Alolan Ninetales as the Tentacruel is going to go for a protect. Weavile goes for the knockoff, lands into that defensive play. But what is the Azumarill going to be able to do? It's going to be the Ninetales going first, connects its Blizzard, of course. Azumarill able to hang on, but is it going to be able to target correctly? Is it going to be able to get the KO, Marcus?
Yeah, it will use that Play Rough, and it does connect with the Ninetales. No Aqua Jet, though. And yeah, I guess even with that boost from the Ice type, I think that still would have been enough. I mean, that Azumarill is at +6 attack stat, so It is low on HP, but you still have one more option to go for that powerful Aqua Jet. And then the Archelodon probably has to pick up the pieces, but now Avalok is joining the battle once more. And if there is a Pokemon that might be able to take a +6 boosted hit, it might be that Avalok.
It not only has a fantastic defense stat as is, but the snow is in the sky, so that natural defense boost is also coming through. Our Chaladon, however, does have some utility to deal with it. Obviously, we've got the body press as well, but you don't want to do any kind of self-stamina boosting here when you've got a fully boosted Azumarill on the field. So our Chaladon might have to do it the long way.
Yeah, once again, we have this Avalok plus Tentacruel combination on the field for Luigi, which I cannot stress enough how magnificent that is to see. Yeah, so on Jamie's side, Assault Vest Archelodon cannot protect. Azumarill, of course, could, and that is what Jamie will decide to do. So how much damage can Avalok and Tentacruel do this turn?
Well, let's find out. We're not going to see on Tentacruel, however, it was going down into that Protect, and I think that's wise. You want to target down this Azumarill before it can get the knockouts in retaliation. Our Chaladon fires off this Flash Cannon. Oh my goodness, Avalok using its Sturdy ability to be able to hang on, but that did so much damage, obviously hitting on the special side as well.
And nice play by Jamie, calling that, yeah, that Protect. It might just be too obvious, but no, he's going for it. Protecting there correctly, and now it looks like Luigi, it will be really tough to overcome both that boosted Azumarill as well as that Archelodon. So I think Jamie might have done it, or might have found a way. Of course, that Aqua Jet still needs to get the knockout on that Tentacruel first, but based on the damage it did previously, I'm pretty confident that it does, and there it is. Nice job getting rid of that Tentacruel, and then Archelodon should outspeed that Avalok and should also be able to get the knockout there.
Yeah, the second Flash Cannon coming through from this Titan Bridge, and it's going to be able to get the knockout. There is, of course, the Flamigo in the back, but there's not too much that it's able to do. I almost want to say losing the loaded dice was detrimental, but we actually didn't really get to see Avalok doing too much, except bringing a lot of joy to the broadcast for a lot of Avalok friends out there. Flamigo going to come in as the last remaining Pokemon for Luigi, but it's only got 1 HP, and it may have a dream, but it is going to be a nightmare for it here on this Halloween-themed regional.
Yeah, there is that Aqua Jet, the last KO, and Jamie Boyt will win this set and advance to tomorrow at 6-2.
Jamie Boyt once again proving why he is the master of those niche Pokemon picks. I'm sure he looked at the opponent